Hey guys, this is Tommy over at Geek Tyrant. Konami was kind enough to send me a Mechanized Madness structure deck. This is the new structure deck that launches today. It's all about the Machinae monsters and all that. So without further ado, let's dive in. I know some people are excited for the return of the Machinae monsters. The catch is I've been doing a little bit of research, and I don't know that this deck is really going to do much to change the meta or anything. I don't think we're going to see a huge resurgence of Machinae monsters. I just don't think that's how it's going to play out. I don't think it's going to be as impactful as other decks recently, like Shadal Showdown. However, I will say, that looks pretty sweet. That mat looks pretty sweet. On the back, you've got, the useful tips and suggestions of cards to include. Lightning Storm from Ignition Assault. Union Driver from the upcoming Eternity Code. Unfortunately, that got postponed. Nibiru. Danger Bigfoot. Standard cards and all that. So, without further ado, let's dive into the actual cards themselves. So first up, we got Machinae Citadel. It's got pretty great stats, 3,000, 2,500. Let's see what it does. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. Okay. Not too bad, I don't think. Quick effect. You can target a machine monster you control, destroy that machine monster and all monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to it. So it's kind of like an armed dragon effect almost, or almost like a Raigeki almost, but a bit more conditional. So that's pretty cool. Less than or equal to it. You could target itself, bam, everything under 3,000 dies. That's pretty sweet. If a face-up Earth machine monster you control except Machinae Citadel is destroyed by battle or a card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Okay. That shouldn't be too hard, right? You can only use each effect once per turn. So that right there kind of helps mitigate things, make it not too bad. But the fact that that destruction effect is a quick effect is actually really nice. So that is something to look forward to if you're a Machinae fan. We've got Machinae Possessorage. Level 4, 1,600 attack, 1,500 defense. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target a Machinae monster in your graveyard, except Possessor Storage. Special summon it in defense position. So you could use that to get your Citadel out if you wanted. No problem. That right there is a combo. But it cannot activate its effect this turn. So, that's a bit of a bummer, but remember this is a quick effect, so as soon as your opponent enters their draw phase, you can use it, if you so desired. Let's see, you can target one other Machinae monster you control and one spell trap your opponent controls, return them to the hand. You can only use each effect of Machinae Possess Storage once per turn. Okay. Not terrible. Machinae Air Raider, high level, good for Ixies, at times, high defense 2,600. You can discard one other Machinae monster, special summon this card from your hand. Okay, that's good. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target one machine monster you control, special summon from your deck one Machinae monster with a different name and an equal or lower level than the monster, and if you do, destroy that targeted monster. You can only use each effect once per turn. So this will let you go ahead, you have it out there, you special summon it, I target some card and I can then special summon a Machinae monster with a lower level or an equal level. But I think, let's double check. Yeah, unfortunately you can't use that really to bring out Citadel, but oh well. Machinae Redeployment, I do see a lot of people excited for this one. It has two effects. You can choose one to activate. You can discard a card to add two Machinae monsters with different names from the deck to the hand, or you can discard a Machinae card and add two Machinae cards with different names except for Machina redeployment, and you can only activate one of these per turn, so that right there is a good search. Unauthorized reactivation. I know this is one that a lot of people are actually really excited for as well, because it has so much to do even outside of the Machina deck. But you can target a machine monster you control, equip an appropriate machine union monster from your hand or deck to that monster. But the union monster you equip cannot be special summoned this turn. You can only activate it once per turn. I know some people are excited with the return of ABC Buster Dragon. People are seeing this as a great card for that deck, which I'm sure it is, as well as the Machina. So what else do we got? We got Machina Irradiator. Discard a Machina monster, special summon this card from your hand, target a machine monster you control, special summon from your graveyard a Machina monster with a different name and an equal or lower level. So it's kind of like Aerator, but it gets it from your graveyard instead of the deck. Machina Fortress. If you've played Machina before, you know about this one. This used to be the big boss monster, if I remember right. And you can discard machine monsters whose total levels equal 8 or more. Special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. If it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. And then before resolving an opponent's monster effect that targets this face-up card, look at your opponent's hand and discard a card. So that's pretty good right there. You've got some hand interruption to deter your opponent from trying to destroy it. You can go ahead and just destroy a card that your opponent controls when it dies in battle. And you can special summon it from the grave, which is nice, or your hand. You've also got Gear Frame, Peacekeeper, Force, Megaform, Cannon, Soldier, Sniper, Defender, Commander Covington. You know, basically all of your key Machina monsters that people have come to love. Then we get Jizukiru, the star-destroying kaiju. So a lot of people are excited that this is now a common reprint that's really going to drop the price, which is really nice. And it's a kaiju. I know a lot of people sit there and are loving the kaijus as a way to interrupt a lot of cards, especially with, what is it? Red Eyes Dragoon or whatever, the Dark Magician and Red Eyes Fusion card. With that coming out, that thing is a beast, and I know a lot of people are going to be looking at using kaiju to counter it. So this right here, real easy way to pick up a kaiju to help counter those. If you don't know what a kaiju is, kaijus let you tribute your opponent monsters, and you special summon this card to their side of the field. The trick is they are pretty beefy, but overall, it's a great way to handle a lot of things, and they're easier to take care of than some of these other monsters that are out there. Snowplow Hustle Russell, Gen X Ally Birdman, Scrap Recycler. This is a great help to the deck. Torque Tune Gear, Righty Driver, Lefty Driver, Deskbot 001, Deskbot 003, Machina Defense Perimeter. Well, you control a level 7 or higher machine monster. Your opponent's monsters cannot target level 6 or lower machine monsters you control for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. So that right there is pretty great. If a face-up machine monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a machine monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can only use that effect once per turn, but that is a pretty dang good effect. Machina Armored Unit. Once per turn, when a machine monster is destroyed by a battle and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon a machine monster from your deck that has the same attribute and less attack than that destroyed monster in the graveyard. So that right there helps you bring out some of your Machina monsters. You got Iron Call that lets you get out level 4 or lower machine monsters from the graveyard. Iron Draw. It's a little limited because you have to have exactly 2 machine effect monsters and no other monsters, which is, I don't know, kind of annoying to me, but at the same time, if you're running a Machina deck, that shouldn't be too big of a deal, and you get to draw 2 cards. However, you can only special summon once after you do that, which is kind of like using, El Shaddai Winda, but it only affects you. So, I'm a little torn on how much I like that one. Magnet Reversed, you can target a machine or rock monster that is banished or in your graveyard. that cannot be normal summoned or set, and then you can special summon it. So that's got some potential in it. Limiter removal, key in pretty much any machine deck. Ties of the Brethren, Pot of Avarice. This is a big reprint right here that people are looking forward to. Cosmic Cyclone, once again, big reprint. Supply Squad, once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, draw a card. Big appeal there. Machina Overdrive. This is a trap card for the deck where you target a machine monster you control. Special summon a Machina monster with a different name from your hand or deck. And if you do, destroy that targeted monster. So kind of the theme here. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 3 of your machine monsters that are banished and or in your graveyard. Shuffle them into your deck, then draw a card. You can only use 1 Machina Overdrive effect per turn and only once that turn. So, I mean, it limits itself pretty well, but it does a lot. So that's going to be something to use. You got Cyber Summon Blaster, lets you deal damage every time you special summon a machine monster. Okay. 2 copies of Back to the Front. Target a monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Okay. Trap Trick. A lot of people are looking forward to this reprint right here. And Begone Knave. This one, I'm not sure why it's in here, to be perfectly honest. I didn't think people were playing it. I didn't think it was... maybe I'm wrong and it was ridiculously overpriced or something. It's a pretty simple effect. If a monster inflicts battle damage to a player, return it to the hand. I don't know. Maybe that's better than I'm giving it credit for. And then Solemn Strike is another reprint that people are going crazy over. When a monster would be special summoned or a monster effect is activated, you pay 1,500 life points to negate the summon or activation, and then you destroy that card. Big reprint right there. I know a lot of people are saying there, and if you just look at the value of the reprints, getting 3 Mechanized Madness decks is a big deal. Just for cards like Pot of Avarice, Solemn Strike, Trap Trick, and the Jizukiru Kaiju. Big deal. Then you've just got, the promotional things, little thing about learning about Eternity Code. On the back, you've got the beginner's guide. So instead of printing a rule book, you can now just scan the QR code and it takes you to learn the rules of the game. Little ad for Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. It's now on all consoles, all 3 consoles, as well as PC. I'm hoping that sometime soon they announce crossplay so that, there's more accessibility there. And then finally, of course, their ad for Duel Links. If you're into that or you want to try it out, you can do it on Steam or on mobile. It's on both Android and iOS. So there you go. Like I said, I don't think this is going to change the meta too much. I don't think it's going to have a very big impact on too much of what we see in tournaments. Any tournaments that we see, I know a lot of the events have been canceled and stuff for this year already. But I know that some people are organizing online tournaments, but I don't think this is going to really influence those too much. I don't think this is going to change the game too much. But I think it's going to let a lot of people have a lot of fun bringing Machina back to be maybe a little bit more competitive than they used to be. I am a little surprised at the lack of any extra deck, but there's already so many extra deck cards that can be used in a deck like this. So I'm sure people are going to fill it out with cards like Boral Sword Dragon and, of course, Kriston Halka Fabrics. Or I don't remember what the English name is, and I'm sorry, but I know that it's Kriston Needle Fiber in the Japanese version. I don't know why they changed that name. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the new Mechanized Madness deck? Is it better than I give it credit for? Are you excited about it? Are you going to start playing Machina? Let me know